Hi guys, this is the next video. I wanted to kind of do a catch up. My videos weren't that much last week because my I'm having the migraine still, and I've been looking online actually a lot about Teatox, which is a drug that a lot of people are prescribed when they are diagnosed with migraine. There's a lot of side effects to that Teatox. I was only on, and I say was because I've taken myself off them because, and I'd love to hear anybody else's opinion, or if they've taken it, their experiences really, not opinion I suppose, on the side effects. It does say in the leaflet, obviously, you know, in big highlighted letters what the side effects are because they have to. I was only on 25 milligrams, which is very, very small. They were starting me off on that. And the first night I took it, it actually gave me a seizure, which they say it can do in the worst cases. But I was kind of thinking, if that's only 25 milligrams and I'm taking it for migraines and I currently suffer with seizures anyway, is this the best drug for me to be on? So I'm kind of being logical about it. It's kind of like, I felt from the minute I took it, because it kind of goes into your bloodstream very, very quickly, because obviously it needs to kind of... Now, in saying did it counteract the migraine pain, yes. What did it do after that? It made me feel, I was nauseous constantly, and my head, I was dizzy, and I actually had a full-blown fit. So I would not be comfortable taking that anymore. And I think this is going to be the big trick for me, is going to be, or a task I guess, is going to be finding the correct medication for migraines, because you need to have a kind of a very good life balance, I suppose is the best way to put it. You know, it's something that is contributing to helping the migraines, yet it's giving you other things, is not a good thing to take, in my opinion. So I have left messages and stuff with my neurologist, and he's getting back to me shortly. I just think there has to be a better way. There has to be other options for people out there. And when that did happen to me, I looked up the next day, kind of on YouTube. I just put Teatox in the search bar, and there was a lot of women who had been, you know, because a lot of women are prescribed Teatox for different reasons, and men, but there was some women that had put up their own videos, and they were not happy at all. They actually took it for a prolonged time, and they ended up losing an excessive amount of weight. They weren't healthy. Awful, awful side effects. So I think I'm trying to kind of, because I'm trying to do my best, and I'm still working, so I'm working every single day with special needs children. And I'm doing the freelance after that, my makeup artistry. So it's a work-life balance that I'm looking for, because I need to kind of, I'm kind of just ready to kind of get going with life, and I feel like I've kind of paused a lot of my life because I'm feeling a certain way. And so it's really important for me to find the correct medication, because anything that gives you a seizure can't be good, I'm sorry, in my opinion. And it's so dangerous to take, especially if you're, you know, I do not drive currently, but if I did, I would be nervous to drive on Teatox. So yeah, that's not something I'm going to continue to take, because anything that makes you feel that out of control of your own body isn't good, in my opinion. So yes, I'll be probably going to the neurologist in a week or two, but that was the reason the videos weren't as much. There's only one last week, because my head, I can go for a couple of days with no migraine, and then I could have a really bad week with migraines that are pretty bad. So I kind of did videos if and when I can, which will be regular still, because the last video was just last week, so they'll always be weekly, absolutely always be weekly. And so just kind of things like that I've been doing, trying to kind of help. I've actually signed up, and I'm going to do a video on it. Skinny Mint are doing a discount, so I am going to, that's being delivered I think next week. It's the 28-day Teatox. I'm really interested in it, because I was doing, and I will link it, what's her name, I'll link her below anyway, but she has this amazing lemon water, lime, mint and honey drink that you take throughout the day, and with cucumbers as well, and that really does help kind of detox your body, and with weight loss and things like that as well. But I've heard of Skinny Mint, I've seen lots of reviews, I've actually seen them on Facebook, a whole lot of people are reviewing them on Facebook, and I'm really interested. There's a grapefruit tea in the morning, I think, and then there's a cleanse at night, and the cleanse you get 15, and then the actual Skinny Mint tea for the morning you get 28. and you do it for the 28 days, and they give you an exercise regime, and they give you everything kind of to go along with it. They support you with healthy eating and things like that, so kind of you get the best out of it for the 28 days you do it. So I will do like a diary style type when I get it, and I'll put it all into one video from those 28 days. So that'll probably be June time, because I'll do it from April and May, and then we can see, because it's kind of nearly mid-April now, I suppose. So yes, I will do that. But I'm really, really looking forward to it, because I have seen a lot of positive reviews. There was another one, but didn't have great reviews, that didn't taste as good. I think it's really important that the teas taste good, because you have to have this, and you might be kind of, especially if you're very used to coffee, which I am in the morning, you kind of have to really get used to replacing that for 28 days is a huge thing. So yes, I had heard the grapefruit tea in the morning was really nice, and it was that energy, natural energy boost as well. So I'll be really looking forward to that, and I'll document all that too. I have got a new blog out tonight, and I will put it on Kira Explosion of Beauty, which should be in the corner of my homepage anyway. It's something that I've been writing for a while, thinking about writing even before then. Kind of on things. I've called it like an invisible illness, and the reason I say that is, I have obviously got my own things going on, but you know, I think a lot of women that I know at the minute, and just in general, there's a lot that's not spoken about, that we might even not feel like we can even speak to our people around us, or family or friends. And I've titled it Invisible Illness, and the reason I've done that on the blog is because it's not up yet, but it will be later on tonight when I finish. The reason I've done that is because I think that there are a lot of things that women think they should suppress, and maybe it's just something that I'm going through, but I think you almost scan around you and say, okay, what can I say to certain people, and you almost gauge their reaction before you actually say anything, because you don't want to look weak. And maybe it is just me, maybe I'm going through something. I think I am, to be fair. You know, this is my first year. I came back last March, and my second year kind of by myself. In saying that, I have kind of dated, I'll say that, and it's not, it hasn't really worked out the way that I thought it would. And I think when I came out of my marriage with Kevin, I still had that, there's love out there kind of in me. I had that kind of optimism. And I think that's certainly, and maybe it's just a phase, maybe it will come back, but to me, for now, I think, because, you know, I've just learned recently again that you can't always trust everybody 100% in that they will feel the same way back, or they will do the same things for you that you'll do for them. And so I've learned in a really hard way, kind of twice almost, because first with kind of my marriage breakdown, and now kind of I have kind of delved into the relationship side of things somewhere else, and it hasn't really worked out. And I think for that, I need to really realise the only person you can depend on really is you, and to really have a network around you, which is the big thing. And that if somebody else comes into your life, that's like an added happiness, but you have your network, your own kind of environment, which I think is really important. And I'm learning that, I think, the hard way, definitely. But it's been difficult, it really has. And I think that's why I think a lot of these things fall into the invisible illness. Like, it's not so much depression, but it's like you go through a phase of realising things you thought about love and things you thought about life, actually the reality is very different. And, you know, it probably is just something that I'm going through at the minute, but I am kind of quite down, only because, and I won't be forever. I am, you know, I've always been a very positive person and tried to kind of see the best in situations. And even when the relationship broke down with Kevin and our marriage broke up, I still, as I said before, had this optimism about relationships. Like, I will find somebody and we will have this amazing life and everything like that. And, you know, and I think I go into relationships with that kind of in mind, and maybe then I'm setting myself up for failure, really, because nobody can kind of determine what's going to happen in the future, and you certainly can't. You certainly, and I'll say this, you know, wholeheartedly, you could love somebody to the ends of the earth. The whole world could be falling down around, and that person could depend on you. One thing could change for that other person that you love, and you're no longer the same in their life. And that's something that I've learned the hard way. But again, I have to keep kind of trying to think of, there is things to learn from this. Let's move on. Let's not try and kind of delve. The old me would probably delve into all the kind of, oh my God type, what am I going to do? But I'm now, because I'm kind of used to kind of being on my own and depending on myself, which is in a good way, not just in a bad way. I'm kind of trying to see other ways around it and other ways out and positivity and things like that as well. So yeah, it's just been a little bit kind of a whirlwind at the minute. I am definitely kind of changing, I think, for sure. I look around all my friends and my family, and most of my friends have all kind of gone and done, they've had the same relationship, I guess, for maybe 12, 13 years. There's been a lot of consistency in their life, I suppose, and for me, things just haven't worked out that way. And you do tend to look at life differently for that reason. So you often think differently. You yourself don't think like everybody else. You kind of think outside the box because that's how life's been for you. So yeah, and that even goes back to my childhood, like being with my mum and my granny and not having my dad around. And I think that when I've been speaking to a girlfriend of mine, I think that is the kind of the huge reason maybe different relationships have kind of gone different ways, just because there wasn't that male figure, I guess, to look up, okay, this is what I should look for. And I have an absolutely amazing relationship with my dad now. I'm not saying anything negative in any way, but I think the absence of a father with a little girl in particular, I think it does kind of it does affect you later on in life, and you don't realise it until you're kind of older. But it's just things that I'm kind of realising now, guys. Things that I suppose it's good to kind of look at these things and not ignore them and hide them. But I have a really good friend who's kind of been there and listening, and she's been great. But she did say, don't feel like you can't talk to people, because, even talking about it can almost be like a therapy. It can almost feel like, okay, I've just got that weight off my shoulder. So yes, but just getting back to the Topamax, if anybody else does have any experiences, I would love to kind of hear them, because I think my neurologist is still quite keen to keep me on the medication. He said it was one of the better ones. However, I just felt that the side effects just were so severe that you couldn't go and drive, you couldn't you couldn't walk and do a day job, because the after effects were quite, because what I did is I purposely took it on a Friday, so that if there was anything that happened, it would be a Saturday and I wouldn't be in work. And luckily for that, I did, because obviously, the dizziness, the nausea, the kind of the shakes, I kind of got like a little bit shaky when you have the chills, and then I had a seizure as well. So now before I actually took the medication, there was like a leaflet that said all of the side effects. So, and they did mention every single one of these, but I thought, look, this is a very low dose, it's 25 milligrams, it can't, I'll take it, because my head was starting to, the migraine was just starting to kind of come around here, and it does end up going around the whole kind of side if I don't kind of take something. So I took it, and as I said, like, it just, within, I'd say 5-10 minutes, I could start to feel the nausea, the dizziness, and so when I went to bed, I was in bed, and it actually woke me up because my body was having a full-blown seizure, which isn't me, it's the medication. So I knew that, because I've never had one that big before. I don't have them that big, I never have. So I know that it's the medication, and so I have talked to the neurologist, but he is still of the opinion that Topamax is quite a good drug, your body just has to get used to it, but I don't think I'm comfortable with my body doing that to get used to something. I'm just not. So I did say I'm very happy to look at other options. Let's look at the side effects first. Whereas with this one, because I'd never heard of it, he was quite happy to kind of talk about it. And I think going in next time when I have a consultation with him, it'll be probably more along the lines of, okay, what is going to be the least effect, given that I work with children, given that I'm a freelance makeup artist, I work with people, I'm hands-on, and given that I kind of want, to have kind of a life where the migraine doesn't take over without the side effects of a really heavy drug. So I think going in with that might help the next time, because yes, again, I could link a couple of videos, and I will link a couple of videos below of a couple of women that have actually documented their kind of what's happened to them when they've gone on it for the first time. So that's really what, it's only after I said before, after I'd experienced it myself, I just looked it up out of interest, and there was a couple of women that had extremely similar circumstances too. So yes, that's just a bit of a kind of catch-up video, guys, really very different today. I do have a lot of an Amazon haul coming, so there'll be a lot of new things to show you there, including the the I Heart chocolate. I have the black one that Chatty Catch sent me. This is it here. This is the I Heart Makeup Chocolate Vice. The one I'm actually getting is the brown one, and it has a gorgeous colours in it too. So this is the chocolate Vice from Makeup Revolution, and this is what it is. Sorry guys, excuse the mess. There, the beautiful colours, absolutely gorgeous. I use these every day, and I'm wearing this one today, just on the lid, just to brighten it up a bit. But yeah, beautiful colours in there. But I am getting I think it's the chocolate caramel, I think it's called, the brown palette. And there's gorgeous colours in that too. So I will be doing an eyeshadow tutorial that was requested with that too. So that'll be coming up in the next couple of days when it gets delivered. So I'll do that, and then I'll do the Amazon haul in a separate video and show you what I got from Amazon, a couple of new products that I'm excited about. Thank you for watching the video, guys. I hope you all have a great weekend, and please do leave any comments below if you have any comments regarding the video or any experiences yourself with Token Max. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.